हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं सोशल साइंस का चैप्टर 5 मिनरल्स एंड एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज। अब आई नो नाम सुन के लगता है कि ये थोड़ा ड्राई टॉपिक होगा, बट ट्रस्ट मी, आपके आसपास की हर चीज में एक ऐसी हिडन वर्ल्ड है, एक ऐसी अनोखी दुनिया छिपी है जिसके बारे में जानकर आप बिल्कुल हैरान रह जाएंगे।
चलिए एक सिंपल से सवाल से शुरुआत करते हैं। सोचो, जब आप सुबह उठकर ब्रश करते हैं तो आप असल में अपने दांत किस चीज से साफ कर रहे हैं? पानी? पेस्ट? कभी सोचा है इसके बारे में? ओके, लेट्स ब्रेक इट डाउन, बिकॉज बिलीव इट और नॉट, आपका टूथपेस्ट मिनरल से भरा हुआ है। जो अब्रेसिव चीज दांत साफ करती है वो है सिलिका और लाइमस्टोन। जो कैविटी से लड़ता है फ्लोराइड, वो आता है एक मिनरल फ्लोराइड से। दांतों को सफेद करने वाला टाइटेनियम ऑक्साइड, और कुछ पेस्ट में जो स्पार्कल होता है ना, वो आता है माइका से। यहाँ तक कि जो प्लास्टिक की ट्यूब और आपका ब्रश है वो भी पेट्रोलियम से बनता है, जो कि एक एनर्जी मिनरल है। अमेजिंग, राइट?
और देखो, ये सिर्फ टूथपेस्ट की कहानी नहीं है। मिनरल्स हमारी लाइफ का एक एब्सोल्युटली एसेंशियल पार्ट हैं। एक छोटी सी पेन से लेकर एक बड़ी सी बिल्डिंग तक, हमारी कार से लेकर हमारे फोन तक, सब कुछ, आई मीन एवरीथिंग, इन्हीं से बना है। इनके बिना तो हमारी मॉडर्न दुनिया जैसी है वैसी एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं कर सकती।
आपकी बुक में हबान की एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कहानी है। जब वो पहली बार शहर आता है तो उसे बसेस और ट्रेन्स चलते हुए घर जैसे लगते हैं। तो उसके पापा उसे समझाते हैं कि नहीं, ये घर नहीं है, ये तो आयरन और एल्यूमिनियम जैसे मेटल से बने हैं, और इनको चलाने के लिए जो एनर्जी लगती है वो भी तो अर्थ से ही निकलती है। ये छोटी सी कहानी कितने परफेक्टली दिखाती है कि हमारी मॉडर्न लाइफ इन मिनरल्स पर कितनी ज्यादा डिपेंडेंट है।
तो आज के इस एक्सप्लेनर में हमारा गेम प्लान क्या है? हमने टूथपेस्ट वाला एग्जाम्पल तो देख ही लिया। अब हम समझेंगे कि आखिर मिनरल होता क्या है, उन्हें क्लासिफाई कैसे किया जाता है, वो मिलते कहाँ से हैं, और फाइनली हम इंडिया के आयरन और वेल्थ यानी लोहे के खजाने के बारे में बात करेंगे। सो यू रेडी? लेट्स गो।
Alright, so let's dive right into our first big question. आखिर ये mineral है क्या चीज? Let's try and understand the actual building blocks of our planet.
ओके, इस डेफिनेशन को थोड़ा ध्यान से समझो, बिकॉज ये एग्जाम्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जियोलॉजिस्ट कहते हैं कि मिनरल एक होमोजीनियस यानी हर जगह से बिल्कुल एक जैसा, नेचुरली अकरिंग यानी इंसान ने नहीं बनाया, नेचर से मिला है, सब्सटेंस है जिसका एक डिफाइनेबल इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर होता है। आसान शब्दों में ये नेचर के प्योर बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स हैं जिनसे बाकी सब कुछ बनता है।
और इनकी प्रॉपर्टीज में इतनी ज्यादा वेरिएशन होती है। जस्ट लुक एट दिस। एक तरफ है दुनिया का सबसे हार्डेस्ट मिनरल डायमंड, और दूसरी तरफ है सबसे सॉफ्टेस्ट टैल्क, वही जिसे आप टैल्कम पाउडर में यूज करते हैं। कैन यू बिलीव इट? एक ही फैमिली पर इतना बड़ा डिफरेंस।
So with all this variety, इतनी अलग-अलग प्रॉपर्टीज, तो जियोलॉजिस्ट्स इनको आसानी से समझने के लिए ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे करते हैं? Well, that brings us to our next section, the classification of minerals.
थिंक ऑफ दिस स्लाइड लाइक अ फैमिली ट्री फॉर मिनरल्स। इससे इनको समझना बहुत आसान हो जाता है। देखो, ब्रॉडली हम मिनरल्स को 3 मेन ब्रांचेस में डिवाइड करते हैं: मेटालिक, नॉन मेटालिक और एनर्जी मिनरल्स। सिंपल, राइट? अब अगर हम सिर्फ मेटालिक मिनरल्स की ब्रांच को जूम इन करें तो उसमें भी 3 टाइप्स है। पहला है फेरस, जिसमें Fe यानी आयरन होता है, जैसे आयरन और मैंगनीज। फिर आता है नॉन फेरस, जिसमें आयरन नहीं होता, जैसे कॉपर, लीड, बॉक्साइट। और तीसरा, आई एम श्योर आप नाम से ही समझ गए होंगे, है प्रेशियस मिनरल्स, गोल्ड, सिल्वर, प्लैटिनम।
ठीक है, अब हमने ये समझ लिया कि मिनरल्स क्या हैं और उनके टाइप्स क्या हैं, लेकिन अब अगला बड़ा सवाल ये है कि ये सारे मिनरल्स आखिर आते कहाँ से हैं? जमीन के अंदर ये किस फॉर्म में मिलते हैं? चलिए अब इस मिस्ट्री को सॉल्व करते हैं। सो मिनरल एक्सट्रैक्शन कुछ ऐसा दिखता है। ये एक ओपन पिट आयरन ओर माइन है। हम जमीन को खोदकर इन मिनरल्स को निकालते हैं, लेकिन ये जमीन के अंदर हमेशा ऐसे ओपन पिट्स में नहीं मिलते। इनके बनने और मिलने के तरीके यानी मोड्स ऑफ अकरेंस बहुत अलग अलग होते हैं। सो जनरली मिनरल्स 5 अलग अलग तरह से मिलते हैं। नंबर 1, वेन्स एंड लोड्स, ये रॉक्स के क्रैक्स में मिलते हैं। नंबर 2, बेड्स एंड लेयर्स, यहां पर वो लेयर्स में जमा हो जाते हैं जैसे कोल। नंबर 3, रेजिडुअल मास, इसमें ऊपर की रॉक घुल जाती है और वैल्यूएबल ओर पीछे रह जाता है, जैसे बॉक्साइट। नंबर 4, एलुवियल डिपॉजिट्स, जिससे प्लेसर डिपॉजिट्स भी कहते हैं। ये बिल्कुल वैसा है जैसे नदियों की मिट्टी में सोना मिलता है। एंड फाइनली नंबर 5, ओशन वाटर्स, जहां से हमें कॉमन सॉल्ट जैसे मिनरल्स मिलते हैं।
ऑलराइट, अब बाकी दुनिया से फोकस लाते हैं अपने देश इंडिया पर और बात करते हैं उस सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फेरस मिनरल की, जिसे हमारी इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट की रीढ़ की हड्डी यानी कि बैकबोन माना जाता है, यानी कि आयरन ओर। और यू नो व्हाट, इंडिया इज़ रियली फॉर्चुनेट कि हमारे पास बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी के आयरन ओर रिजर्व्स हैं। हमारे यहाँ मेनली 2 टाइप का आयरन ओर मिलता है। पहला है मैग्नेटाइट। ये फाइनेस्ट क्वालिटी का है। इसमें 70% तक आयरन हो सकता है और इसकी मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टीज इलेक्ट्रिकल इंडस्ट्री के लिए बेस्ट हैं। और दूसरा है हेमेटाइट। ये इंडस्ट्री का वर्क हॉर्स है, सबसे ज़्यादा यूज होता है और इसमें 50 से 60% तक आयरन होता है।
तो ये सारा आयरन ओर मिलता कहाँ है? आइए इस मैप पर इंडिया के मेजर आयरन ओर बेल्ट्स को देखते हैं। नाउ दिस इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट। इन बेल्ट्स को याद रखना आपके एग्जाम्स के लिए जरूरी है। इंडिया में 4 मेजर आयरन ओर बेल्ट्स हैं। पहली ईस्ट इंडिया में ओडिशा झारखंड बेल्ट, फिर सेंट्रल इंडिया में है दुर्ग बस्तर चंद्रपुर बेल्ट, नीचे साउथ में है बल्लारी चित्रदुर्गा चिकामागलुरु तुमाकुरु बेल्ट कर्नाटका में, और फाइनली वेस्ट कोस्ट पर है महाराष्ट्र गोवा बेल्ट। नाउ आयरन ओर के अलावा एक और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फेरस मिनरल है मैंगनीज। इसको आप आयरन ओर का बेस्ट फ्रेंड समझ सकते हैं क्योंकि ये स्टील बनाने में यूज होता है। फन फैक्ट, 1 टन स्टील बनाने के लिए करीब 10 केजी मैंगनीज लगता है। और इस चार्ट को देखिए, 2018-19 के डेटा के हिसाब से इंडिया का 1/3 मैंगनीज प्रोडक्शन सिर्फ मध्य प्रदेश से आता है। उसके बाद आते हैं महाराष्ट्र और ओडिशा।
तो इस एक्सप्लेनर के बाद हियर्स अ लिटिल चैलेंज फॉर यू। अपने आसपास देखिए, आपका फोन, आपकी चेयर, आपके घर की खिड़की, आपकी साइकिल। अब आप कितनी ऐसी चीजें गिन सकते हैं जिन्होंने अपना सफर जमीन के अंदर एक छोटे से मिनरल के रूप में शुरू किया था? सोचिएगा जरूर। इट चेंज हाउ यू सी द वर्ल्ड।
Welcome, students. I'm your host and social science teacher, and today we're off on a really exciting treasure hunt, straight from Chapter 5 of your textbook. So get ready, because we're about to uncover some amazing treasures hidden right beneath our feet. Just for a second, look around you. The phone or tablet in your hand, the utensils in your kitchen, the electric wires. Have you ever stopped to wonder what the secret ingredient is in all these things? I mean, what are they actually made of?
Well, the secret is minerals. Yep, all those precious materials that are buried deep in the earth, right under us. So, okay, let's dive into this and explore these incredible treasures hidden inside our country.
So, here's our roadmap for today, our lesson plan. First, we're going to explore India's mineral hotspots. Then, we'll get real about the dangers of mining. After that, we'll look at how to save these resources, and finally, we'll talk about the black diamond itself, coal. Ready for the treasure hunt? Let's get started. Our first stop is to see which important minerals are found in India, and, more importantly, where. Let's find out.
Now this is a fantastic fun fact. Just imagine, there was a time when aluminum was considered more precious than gold and silver. The Emperor of France, Napoleon III, served his most important guests food in aluminum utensils. How incredible is that?
So where does this precious aluminum come from? Well, it comes from bauxite. Bauxite is a clay-like substance from which we first get alumina and then aluminum. What's special about it is that it has the strength of iron, but it's also extremely light and a really good conductor of electricity.
So, here's the crucial point. Where is the biggest treasure trove of bauxite in India? Just look at this chart. Odisha, all by itself, produces a massive 65% of all bauxite. This data and the name of this state is very important for your map work, so please make a note of it.
So what does a bauxite mine actually look like? Something like this. This is an open-cast mine where bauxite is extracted from the earth. Basically, our entire aluminum story, it starts right here.
Now, besides bauxite, there are 2 other important non-ferrous minerals. One is copper, which is malleable, meaning you can easily shape it, and ductile, meaning you can draw it into thin wires. Because of these properties and its great conductivity, it's used in electrical cables and electronics. And the other is mica, which can be split into really thin sheets and is a fantastic insulator, making it absolutely indispensable for the electric industries.
But, every treasure comes at a price. Now it's time to look at the other, slightly darker side of our treasure hunt, the true cost of mining.
We've listed all the benefits of minerals, but what about the people who actually dig these out for us? And what impact does all of this have on our environment? Let's find out.
You see, mining is a very risky job. Miners are under a constant threat of collapsing roofs or fires in the mines. The dust and toxic fumes they breathe in cause pulmonary diseases, which are diseases of the lungs. And it's not just that. Mining contaminates water sources and completely degrades the land and soil around it.
This picture, it shows that reality perfectly. This dust, which is everywhere in mining areas, is not just harmful for the miners, but for everyone living nearby. It's a serious health hazard.
So, the crucial point is we absolutely must enforce strict safety regulations and environmental laws. We have to, in order to prevent mining from becoming a killer industry. People's lives and our planet, they're both priceless.
It makes you think. When a treasure is limited, it becomes even more important to protect it. So now we come to our third topic. How can we conserve our minerals for the generations to come?
Look at this number, just 1%. Only 1% of the entire Earth's crust contains workable mineral deposits. That is a shocking number, and it really shows us just how little of this treasure we actually have.
So what does that mean? Well, it means that minerals are finite. They are limited. And they're non-renewable, which means we can't make more of them. They take millions and millions of years to form, but we are using them up incredibly fast. One day, they will run out. So, what's the solution? What can we do? We have a three-step plan. First, we need to use better technology that allows us to use even low-grade ores. Second, we must recycle metals and increase the use of scrap metal. You've all seen scrap dealers around, right? They're a very important part of the circular economy. And third, wherever possible, we need to find substitutes for these minerals. Okay, after minerals, let's talk about another kind of treasure, energy. And when we talk about energy in India, the biggest hero of that story is coal.
In India, coal is the most abundantly available fossil fuel. From generating electricity to running industries, a very large part of the nation's commercial energy needs are met by coal. But here's the thing. Not all coal is the same. In this table, you can see the difference pretty clearly. The quality depends on the carbon content. The lowest quality is peat, which has less carbon and more moisture. A bit better than that is lignite. The most popular commercial coal is bituminous, and the absolute best quality hard coal is anthracite.
And this map, this is super important for your board exams. It shows all the major coal fields, oil fields, and natural gas reserves in India. Look closely. You can see just how important places like the Damodar Valley region are for coal.
So, students, today we saw just how essential minerals and coal are for our country. Coal is powering India today. But just like minerals, coal is also non-renewable. So the biggest question we're left with is this: what will power our tomorrow? What energy source will our future run on? I want you to really think about that. See you in the next Explain.
Hello everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something that powers our entire lives: energy. We'll be diving deep into India's energy story, where we've been, and more importantly, where we're headed to power our future. So, let's get right into it.
So, let me ask you a question. When you plug in your phone to charge, or flip a switch to turn on the lights, have you ever just stopped and wondered, hey, where does all this power actually come from? It's a simple question, but the answer is pretty fascinating.
Because you see, India's need for energy isn't just big, it's absolutely massive. Think about it. Over 1 billion people, growing cities, new industries, our country has a huge appetite for energy, and that appetite is growing bigger every single day.
All right, so to understand our energy story, we have to start at the beginning. Let's talk about the first chapter, the fossil fuel story. These are what we call our conventional powerhouses, the sources that have been fueling India for a very long time.
And the undisputed king of these fossil fuels in India is coal. Why? Well, because we have a lot of it. It's our most abundantly available fossil fuel. For decades, coal has been the backbone of our industry, literally building our country and powering our factories.
Now here's something smart. If you look at where our major coal fields are, places like Jharia, Raniganj, and Bokaro, you'll notice that a lot of heavy industries and power plants are built right next to them. Makes perfect sense, right? Coal is really bulky and expensive to move around, so you just build the factory right where the fuel is.
Okay, so after coal, the next big player on the team is petroleum, or as it's also known, mineral oil. This is the stuff that fuels our cars, trucks, and buses. But it does more than that. Petroleum refineries are what we call a nodal industry. Think of it like a central hub that provides the raw materials for tons of other industries, like plastics, fertilizers, and chemicals.
So, where do we find this oil in India? Well, the major spots are offshore in Mumbai High, on the coast of Gujarat, and up in Assam. And here's a great little trivia fact for you. Digboi in Assam is actually India's oldest oil-producing field. Pretty cool, huh?
And then we have natural gas. This one is often found right alongside petroleum, and it's considered a much cleaner fossil fuel. You see it all the time. It's the PNG that comes through pipes for cooking at home and the CNG that powers a lot of autos and buses. It's becoming super popular, especially in cities.
Now take a look at this map. It really shows you the big picture. Every single one of those dots is a thermal power plant, burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, or gas to make electricity. You can just see how much we rely on these conventional sources all across the country.
But, and this is a really big but, there's a problem, a huge one. All these fossil fuels are finite. They will run out one day. On top of that, burning them causes a lot of pollution. So that leads us to the most important question of all. What's the solution for our future?
Well, this is where our story takes a really exciting turn. It's time to talk about the renewable revolution. This is our new hope for a cleaner, better, and brighter energy future.
The future really can be clean and green. You know why? Because India is incredibly lucky. We are blessed with so much renewable energy. Sunshine, wind, water, you name it. We call these non-conventional sources of energy.
So what's the main difference? It's really simple. Conventional sources, the fossil fuels, are a dead end. They cause pollution and they will run out. But non-conventional sources, our renewables, are the way forward. They're eco-friendly, and the best part, they are inexhaustible. They never run out. That right there is a total game changer.
And India has so many of these renewable gifts. We're a tropical country, which means we get tons of sunshine, so solar energy is a no-brainer. We have a huge coastline, which is perfect for wind power. And that's not all. We also have biogas, nuclear energy, and even power from tides and heat from the earth.
And this isn't just theory, it's actually happening right now, especially in rural India. You can see modern solar panels helping out in villages, and also the traditional Gobar gas plants. This kind of clean energy is making our villages more self-reliant, which is just fantastic.
Now, let's quickly talk about nuclear energy. This one sounds a bit like science fiction, but it's really about altering the structure of tiny particles called atoms. When you do that, a massive amount of energy is released. To do this, we need minerals like uranium and thorium, which we can find right here in India, in places like Rajasthan, Jharkhand, and the sands of Kerala.
So, we've looked at the old way and the new way of making energy. But you know what? Building a sustainable future isn't just about giant power plants. The real power, as you can see here, is in your hands. Yes, you. The focus now shifts to us. I want you to read this quote and really think about it. Energy saved is energy produced. What does that mean? It means that every time you save even a little bit of electricity, it's just as good as making brand new electricity. This might be the most important idea we talk about today.
And we have to get smarter about this, because here's a hard fact. India is currently one of the least energy-efficient countries in the world. That means we waste a lot of power. So for us, saving energy isn't just a nice idea, it is absolutely essential. So, what can we actually do? Well, here are 4 super simple steps anyone can take, starting today. Choose public transport when you can. Switch off the lights and fans when you leave a room. This one is so easy. Use power-saving devices, and just talk to your friends and family about why this stuff matters.
So I'll leave you with this final question. I want you to really think about it. Looking at this list, what is the one energy-saving habit that you will start today? Because India's energy future doesn't just depend on the government. It depends on all of us making these small, smart choices. What will yours be?